So we all know that when we're fasting, we're not eating. But what can you drink? Yes, what's in your cup matters. Some drinks can completely derail your progress, while others can actually enhance the benefits of fasting, like fat burning, reduced cravings, and better blood sugar control. In today's video, we're going to be going over the 7 best drinks for intermittent fasting, including a few that technically contain calories, but can still help you to stick to your fast and actually boost your results. Hi, I'm Kait, a nutritionist who has helped hundreds of clients reverse insulin resistance, prediabetes, and PCOS naturally using intermittent fasting and healthy diet choices. So let's get into it. Intermittent fasting isn't about starving yourself. It's about when you eat and what happens to the body during that time without food. When you're fasting, your insulin levels drop, and this is the key mechanism that unlocks the benefits. It increases fat burning and triggers healing processes such as autophagy. But here's the catch. Every time you eat or drink something that raises your insulin, you temporarily shut off those benefits. And that's why what breaks a fast is such an important question. And while the internet loves to argue about what counts, in this video, I'll give you a clear breakdown of what works, what doesn't, and how to make fasting work for your lifestyle. And one final quick note before we dive in, juice cleanses and juice fasting are not fasting. Even if you're only drinking liquids, fruit juice is still full of sugar and spikes your blood glucose and insulin, the opposite of what we want to achieve when we're fasting. Like I said, low insulin is what unlocks the benefits. So we're going to break this video down into 2 parts. The first drinks I'm going to be talking about, these are drinks that 100% absolutely do not break a fast. And then in the second part, we'll get into a couple that are more of a gray area. So let's start with number 1, which is probably the most obvious, and that is water. Plain water, whether it's still or sparkling, contains 0 calories and doesn't spike insulin. It's essential for hydration, supports detoxification, and helps reduce hunger during fasting. You can drink as much as you want, and you should. Yes, dry fasting is a thing, which means you don't consume any liquid during your fasting window, but there's not enough research to support its benefits. The vast majority of studies done on fasting were looking at water fasts. Number 2, black coffee. This is an absolute go-to for a lot of people who practice intermittent fasting. Black coffee has 0 calories, and it might actually enhance benefits like fat burning and mental clarity thanks to its caffeine content. Some studies also suggest that it may increase autophagy, but the key is keeping it black. Don't add milk, don't add honey, don't add sugar. Black coffee with nothing added does not break a fast. Number 3, unsweetened tea. Herbal teas, green tea, black tea, they're all fair game as long as they're unsweetened. And some teas may offer additional benefits. Green tea is known to support fat oxidation, and peppermint tea can help with digestion and curbing cravings. Just remember to avoid anything with added flavor, added sugar, because this will break a fast. Number 4, apple cider vinegar and water. And this is one of my favorite fasting-friendly drinks. Apple cider vinegar does not break a fast, and it also may help to improve insulin sensitivity. Studies show that when you take it before meals, it blunts blood sugar spikes, but it can also support healthy blood sugar levels when fasting. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons to a tall glass of water. You can also add a splash of lemon juice or a pinch of salt if you're not a big fan of the flavor. Just make sure it's diluted in water in order to protect your teeth. Number 5, water with electrolytes. If you're fasting, and especially if you're fasting for more than 12 hours, you're not just avoiding food, but you're also not getting in any electrolytes from food. And that's why it's so important to supplement electrolytes during a fast. But not all electrolytes are created equal. And this is why it's so important to supplement electrolytes during your fast. Because if you don't, you can experience side effects such as fatigue, headaches, additional cravings, and simply adding electrolytes to your water can make a massive difference. It can make fasting so much easier. But not all electrolytes are created equal. A lot of electrolyte powders on the market are packed with sugar and artificial sweeteners, which can break your fast and spike insulin. And that's why I recommend Sodi's Everyday Hydration Salts. They have no added sugar, no artificial sweeteners, they have clean ingredients, and they're formulated to support hydration without breaking your fast. I use them every single morning in order to help prevent headaches, fatigue, and muscle cramps, especially on fasting days. If you want to check them out, you can head to healthcoachkait.com/Sodi Electrolytes. They do ship worldwide, and make sure to use code HCK15 at checkout to save 15% off your order. But now let's move into the second portion of this video. And these are some drinks that are a bit of a gray area. They technically contain calories, so they do break a strict fast. But if drinking these within your fasting window helps you to fast longer, avoid cravings, and stay consistent, then they're totally worth considering. If they do this, then the pros might outweigh the cons. So number 6 is bone broth. Bone broth is rich in minerals, electrolytes, and collagen, but it also contains a little bit of fat and a bit of protein. It's ideal for people who are doing longer fasts or who are feeling shaky, tired, or cold during their fast. Like I said, it technically does break a fast because it contains calories and because it contains protein specifically, but it's not going to spike your blood sugar or insulin. In fact, it might support gut healing, reduce inflammation, and help you with electrolyte balance. Bone broth is super easy to make, but there are also a lot of really great brands on the market. Just make sure you're choosing one that doesn't have any added sugar or starch. And finally, number 7, maybe the most controversial, Bulletproof coffee. Bulletproof coffee is coffee that's blended with fat, usually MCT oil and something like butter or ghee. And yes, fat contains calories, so again, this technically breaks your fast. But here's why it can be really useful for a lot of people. MCT oil boosts ketone production, which fuels your brain and body without raising insulin. MCTs also can't be stored as fat. Bulletproof coffee can also help you to extend your fast by keeping you full for longer. It can support mental clarity, fat burning, and even reduce appetite throughout the day. I go more in detail in a video I posted a couple of weeks ago on MCT oil specifically in fasting, so I'll link that above if you want to know more. But if you're going to try Bulletproof coffee for the first time, start small. Start with 1 teaspoon of MCT oil and build your way up to 1 tablespoon. This is because it can cause some digestive distress if you're not used to eating that much fat all at once. But you can build up your tolerance relatively quickly. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about one final drink that I'm asked about all the time, but that I didn't include on this list. Diet soda. It's calorie-free, right? So it must be fine for fasting. Well, not quite. Even though diet sodas don't contain sugar, they do contain artificial sweeteners that can trigger an insulin response in some people, especially for those with insulin resistance. Plus, the sweetness itself can trigger cravings, making it harder to stick to your fast or stay on track with your eating goals. So if you're working to improve your metabolic health, which is the main reason why people start intermittent fasting, then it's best to avoid. So let's quickly recap. The 5 drinks that absolutely do not break a fast are water and sparkling water, black coffee, unsweetened tea, apple cider vinegar and water, and electrolytes and water. And the ones that are a bit of a gray area are bone broth and Bulletproof coffee. Remember that fasting isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. If having a bone broth or a Bulletproof coffee helps you to avoid snacking or stay on track with your goals, it's a tool, not a failure. Fasting should never feel restrictive or stressful. It shouldn't be used as a punishment. If it is, this is your sign to take a step back. Your body needs sustainability, not extremes. Now, I'm curious to hear from you guys. What do you typically drink when you're fasting? Have you added electrolytes into your routine, and did you notice a difference? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys did find this video helpful, remember to give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, because I'm posting videos on intermittent fasting, blood sugar control, insulin resistance, weight loss, all of the time, at least 2 to 3 times per week. So make sure you're subscribed. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.